Hey everyone, I'm Gary Leland.
And I'm Tony Cecala.
And we are the Crypto Cousins. Hey, welcome everybody to a crypto conversation. We're just sitting in the warehouse again.
Yep.
Carrying on a conversation.
Well, talking about crypto, which is all we talk about.
All we talk about. Whenever we come over here to work on the machines, we start talking about crypto, so we decided to start recording our conversations and talk to each other on air, basically. So this is really just a conversation Tony and I have, and we share it with you. And hopefully you find it interesting. If not, just don't watch it.
Well,
so, go ahead.
So the big news, I think, this week is this huge battle between the Asics and the GPUs.
Oh, tell me.
We talked about
yeah.
The show this week, and we recorded the show, and then right after, an hour later, is when Bitmain announced their miner for Ethereum. That they're going to create an ASIC that'll mine the ETH hash.
And I saw this morning on maybe Reddit that in the last 24 hours, the amount of hash power going towards Ethereum is up 30%.
Uh-oh.
And someone had calculated it out and said, did Bitmain just turn on 700 ASIC miners?
They just did.
Yeah, according to the guy's post, he was bringing. That was the post. Did Bitmain just turn on 700 ASIC miners, and then he showed the
warming
graph
them up.
How it had gone up 30% the amount of hash power going in there. So it must have happened.
Well, something similar happened. I guess they had all this extra electricity because they must have shut off all their Monero miners, right? I mean, so the network went to zero when the algorithm changed, because everybody was broken and then the GPUs got back on with the new mining, and at the end they were down, I think it was 70%.
Oh wow! So that makes a big difference there. That episode's on the podcast, you guys. If you want to listen to it, that's what we talk about the whole podcast. That was the most recent one. Is the battle between the two.
Exactly. So it's not that the ASIC people are bad. It's not that GPU people are good. It's just this idea that proof of work is decentralized. So you don't have one actor in charge of how the network is secured. The decentralized network that Bitcoin is secured by this idea of proof of work, that no one person can go in and rewrite history, because all of the miners are working together to secure the network, and proof of work is slow and inexpensive. It's very expensive, and all that work is what's securing it. So when you have one actor, Bitmain, selling all of the hardware, people feel it's destabilizing and too centralized. And so that's the battle: is do you want one company creating all the ASIC miners on your cryptocurrencies?
Right. In control like that. And ASICs, Bitmain is controlled by Jivan Wu or whatever, right?
Yeah, Jivan Wu is a really bright guy.
And he's partners with Bcash.
Well, that just goes to show what happened. So when they introduced the fork, a lot
the Bcash fork.
The Bcash fork, so a lot of miners went over. Jihan.
Yeah, he could just redirect his machines because he's mining most of the Bitcoin. He said, okay, we're going to mine Bitcoin Cash, and all of a sudden Bitcoin Cash had a lot of proof of work already.
But they didn't have any transactions to do the work on, so I don't exactly know what.
Oh yeah, that's right. But they were mining.
They were mining
transactions.
Exactly.
Yeah. They were really fighting for the coins.
Yeah, exactly.
It must be really hard to prove a block that has nothing in it.
Proof of empty block.
Yeah. I didn't even thought about that part of it. Yeah, that's kind of funny. So our machines, our Ethan miner, which you can find at Turnkey Mining, which I got to throw a plug in there for turnkeymining.com. Ours use GPU.
Exactly.
And graphic processing units, is that what it stands for?
Graphic processing units, and they're mining much slower than an ASIC, but because these algorithms are moving towards ASIC resistance, because they require a lot of memory or some other randomization that takes place, ASIC miners are not that smart. They're fast, but they're not that smart. They can't be running programs, but they can just do one calculation very fast. So there's many coins that you can mine with a GPU.
Well, speaking of our Ethan mining machines, since we're talking about mining machines now, I see this box over here behind the camera. You can't see this, but we've got a wall full of boxes.
A wall.
Sure. See over there those ASRock motherboards,
Yeah.
I assume.
Mm-hmm.
ASRock started making those, from my understanding, like about a year ago. Those motherboards just for mining, right? Those are just for mining motherboards.
Mm-hmm.
They announced, they announced last week they're coming out with 5 new cards in their Phantom series of cards. And 4, I kind of know all this technical.
Yeah, because you're doing that research.
But 4 of their 5 new cards are specifically made for mining. So 4 of their 5 new graphic cards from ASRock are for mining, because they're saying that's such a. And the thing is, Zotac, they say they hardly do anything from miners. That's hardly a small part of their business.
Oh, NVIDIA.
Yeah, NVIDIA, and who else?
And then AMD.
AMD says the same thing. They both go, oh, that's a very small part of our business. Like, I believe that. When I go down Fry's and you can't find a card on the whole aisle.
Exactly.
Someone's buying them all of a sudden.
It's a PR move.
And so, but ASRock is saying, hey, we are selling a lot of cards to miners, and we're going to make a card specifically for miners. I think so they leave the gamers cards alone. Because that would make more sense if they had that's the approach I think the company should do, is make cards for gamers and cards that are for miners, so the miners go, hey, I want those mining cards because they're more specifically suited for what I do, because I assume they're going to operate a little better for what we do, or what would they be making a card for?
Well, we saw a bunch of NVIDIA cards. NVIDIA introduced a card without any video out ports.
Oh yeah, we saw it at the conference.
We saw that at the Richard's Super Conference.
Yeah, so you don't even need that. Speaking of the Super Conference, they're coming up with that again.
Yes.
Now it's called
Yes,
the
exactly.
Future Tech Conference.
Future Tech Conference at the K. Bailey Hutchinson Conference Center, and that's going to be amazing. Convention Center.
It's a
huge.
big one. And if you use our short link is cryptocousins.com/super. If you use that link to go to the website, you'll get 10% off the ticket price. And his last event that we were at a couple months ago was 3,500 people. He's hoping to get 5,000.
I believe he will.
And Tony, you're speaking about mining there.
I am.
And the last time we spoke about mining, but we had like a week to get it together.
Yeah.
So it was a rush one. So I know you'll want to see Tony's, because his will be a great talk now that he's having time to play.
And there's a rumor you're going to be MC.
Well, I'm penciled in. That's all I know is I'm penciled in. I don't know what that means, penciled in.
You know how the
So
world works.
I'm like
You're
saying,
penciled in, you're
I'm
in.
saying penciled in is a disclaimer there. I'm meeting with, just I told you, Wednesday morning for coffee, I'm meeting with that young lady.
Chelsea?
Yeah, Kelsey, thank you.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, we're having coffee Wednesday morning to talk about the event and stuff.
Fantastic.
And see what's going on there.
Well,
so I'll
great.
know
Well,
more
maybe
then.
I should come and have coffee with you.
If you want to, we're talking about T-shirts and caps and stuff.
Well, that's not that interesting, but
I wouldn't drive an hour for that.
I wanted to ask you some questions about our conference.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
We're doing BitBlock Boom.
Oh yeah,
July.
BitBlock Boom. Yeah, you should check that out. Thanks for bringing it up. What a great segue.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yes.
but
Well, and Kelsey's helping Richard out, and I think she said she might want to help us out.
yeah.
And we could use some help. I think because we're pretty bright guys, but how many balls can we
Juggle at one
in
time.
the air?
I think that's a good idea. But check out the website for bitblockboom.com. That's the name of our conference. It's in July, middle of July. Tell us some of the people you've been doing a
Well,
great
it's going
job
to
of
be
getting speakers.
well. Thank you. We seem to be very fortunate. Pierre Richard said he's going to fly in from New York for the conference. So then we asked Michael Goldstein would he join us, and he's driving up from Austin. So Pierre and Michael are the co-founders of the Satoshi Nakamoto Institute. And so if you go online and check out Satoshi Nakamoto Institute, it's a fantastic storehouse of very fascinating articles and knowledge about Bitcoin and Bitcoin's beginnings and Bitcoin's future and Bitcoin, just the ideas and theory behind Bitcoin. And so that's a great start. And then we just happened to hear from Safetine Amos, who just wrote a book called The Bitcoin Standard. And he said, guys, I'm doing a book tour. I want to make Dallas one of the stops. And so we timed it, worked it out, so that he'll be speaking as well. And so we have quite a number of Bitcoin
We have Richard
nationalists.
Jacobs coming from the conference we just told you about. He does the Future Tech podcast.
Richard's, what he has viewed like 200 Bitcoin geniuses.
And we have a lot of words out there, a lot of people out there we're talking to still. So check that out, because the prices do go up May 1st. And then they go up again, they go up again. So now is the best time. And also, if you use the code COUSINS, COUSINS, you'll get 10% off.
10% off.
So that gives
Super
you
cheap.
off the discounted price.
It's almost embarrassingly cheap.
Yeah, it's embarrassingly cheap. It is embarrassingly cheap. So that's it. But I think we might want to get out of here on this
All
one.
right.
Okay, talk to you guys later. This is a CryptoCousins.com production.